Lorenzo Hall. Tonight, the big question, would our hometown football team be better off with or without Dan Snyder as owner? The Commanders are facing several investigations into their workplace culture, including one by the NFL and, the other one by Congress. Clearly, these issues came up today at the annual NFL owners meeting. WUSA 9 is in the room where it's happening in New York City. Our sports director, Darren Haynes, joining us live tonight. And D, some incredible reporting today. A lot of big talks happening in the Big Apple.
Yeah, a lot of big topics. The NFL owners meetings, they spoke about different topics in regards to safety and stuff like that, but they couldn't help but answer questions about Commanders owner Dan Snyder. Of course, there are multiple investigations surrounding the Commanders owner. And I spoke with Jim Irsay, the Colts owner, and he is the first one to go on record to say that he wants Dan Snyder out.
I believe that there's merit to remove him as owner of the Redskins. I think it's something that we have to review. We have to look at all the evidence, and we have to be thorough in going forward.
How many people do you think will support how you feel out of all the other owners?
I believe they'll support it if the report shows and they believe it's the right thing to do.
Now, the Washington Commanders, they released a statement that says, in part, "It's unfortunate that Mr. Irsay decided to go public with his statement today while an investigation is in process and the team has had no opportunity to formally respond to allegations." Now, before the NFL owners meeting started, Dan Snyder, the owner of the Commanders, actually sent this letter to all the other 31 owners, basically saying that some of the reports that are coming out to wait until due process. Now, I spoke to some of the other owners to get the feel of how they feel about owner Dan Snyder, and here's what some of them had to say.
I've said I have no knowledge of anything, and I brought up in the article, I have no knowledge of anything that has got any basis to it, period.
How do you feel like some of the other owners feel about Dan Snyder?
You'll have to ask them.
Jim Irsay says that he feels that Dan Snyder should be removed from ownership. Do you feel the same way?
Robert. All right, thank you.
Are you surprised? Are you disappointed that Jim Irsay had strong comments about it?
No.
Do you feel that Dan Snyder is good for the league?
I feel that everyone deserves the opportunity to make sure that they know the facts. So speculation is not beneficial. I feel that strongly in my heart.
All right, D, so a
lot of the owners...
Yeah, go ahead,
Oh, go ahead, Zoe.
Yeah, a lot of different responses there from these owners. Some no response at all. So if they were to hold this vote, when would that happen?
Well, they have their next annual meeting in March. And if they have this annual meeting in March, and let's hope the Mary Jo White investigation is over, they'll need 24 out of the 32 votes, meaning 32 owners total, and 24 out of them need to vote to remove Dan Snyder out for that to happen. And listening to Jim Irsay, it seems like he has a lot of people, a lot of owners that feel like Dan Snyder needs to be removed.
Okay, we know you'll stay on top of it as you have already. Darren, thank you so much. Live for us tonight in New York City.